from our perspective, I think that 2025 is the year to get your development ready to get back into it, get it ready to go.
Hey, good everyone, it's Chris here, Bayleys Insights team, sitting here with Suzie Wigglesworth from our residential projects team. Now Suzie, we're chatting new build townhouses today, but we're at a kind of interesting location. So this is the sales suite for lime burners.
That's correct,
yeah. Mate. What can you tell us about this?
Yeah, so this is a circa 450 home development in Hobsonville.
Yep.
It's quite unique in the sense that the piece of land rolls right down to the water's edge.
Cool.
And so it has the access and I guess that waterfront amenity as well as views incorporated within it. However, it is pitched at more of the affordable end of the market.
Yep.
So what they're selling here is a mix of 2, 3 and 4 bedroom homes, predominantly terraced homes,
yep.
Occasional standalone, and yeah, price point and affordability is probably the key focus of this development.
And quite a bit of activity. So we're in the sales suite at the moment, but just out here we see all sorts of trucks cruising in. We've got people doing all sorts of like construction work, so pretty cool.
Yeah, so they're well underway with the construction. I think the slabs are going down this week, and we can expect to see some framing going up on the first block of homes in early January once the contractors are back from Christmas holidays. So without a doubt, a huge amount of work going in. All of the roads are in, the civils are in, so it's really exciting to see just how quickly it's coming together.
Yeah, it's cool because I guess, in the wider market, things have been a little bit quieter recently, so it's really cool to see like a hive of activity down here.
Yeah, for a while there it's been sort of a bit slow going, and there's been a lot of developers trying to actually get their pre-sales away and not committing to actually, putting a spade in the ground. These guys have gone ahead and started that work well ahead of us actually even launching on the market.
Yep.
And that provides a real confidence to the market, confidence to the buyers that they do intend to complete the development. And so from a sales perspective, that really helps in terms of those transactions.
Yeah, because you come down here and it's legit. It's not just like a nice little green field and you're like, we're going to do something. It's actually stuff going on.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
Yeah, cool. And so talking new build townhouses, right? So you mentioned before that the market's has been a little bit quieter. What's the vibe right now? Like we've had OCR reductions come through, but obviously market coming from quite a weak spot. Like where's things at the moment?
Yeah, so it really does depend on where the townhouse development is located, and not just where it's located, but also what other stock is available on the market in the area.
Yep.
In some areas of the country, there's been an oversupply of townhouses, and a lot of those have been built and are residual stock and haven't yet moved for a number of reasons. Maybe it's price point, maybe it's that the target market wasn't there, maybe the location wasn't quite right. In other areas, there's a real undersupply of housing, and so as a result of that, those townhouses off the plans are moving quite quickly.
That's interesting. Yeah. So it's quite a bit to do with, I guess, like, as you'd expect, the demand-supply situation.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the typology, and I guess it's fit with demographics. That seems to be quite a big thing at the moment, like getting the design correct and suitable for who you're trying to sell to. Yeah,
so I mean Hobsonville, which is where we are today for this development, Lime Burners Bay, is a really good example whereby buying townhouses is not unusual for buyers out here. It's essentially what Hobsonville is made up of. For a really long period of time, we saw larger homes being delivered. And then a few years ago, everybody swung the opposite way and started to deliver smaller, more affordable homes in that 2-bedroom configuration. But the reality is everyone that's moved into this area is growing within their community, and so they all of a sudden no longer need a 2-bedroom home. They actually want 3 and 4-bedroom homes because of their family needs. So understanding that and making sure that the mix is right within the development is quite key. So what we've found here at Lime Burners is that we've actually had more demand for the 3 bedrooms than for the 2s, and again that's a lot of upsizing happening in that arena.
And that'll be obviously to get a pick on that, you need to have a pretty good understanding of the local area and the dynamics and the existing supply.
Absolutely. I mean, another really good example of that would be the Queenstown market. So townhouses down there, typically there hasn't been a lot of new build stock taken to market up until just recently. But what's really interesting down there is that there's been very little delivered under that $1 million mark, and certainly nothing really delivered in that 2-bedroom environment. So for Queenstown to have a product in the market that's smaller, cheaper, an easier step in either for an investor or for a first home buyer, there's real demand down there because there's nothing else, there hasn't been anything else in the market. That's right. Whereas in Auckland, we've seen swathes of 2-bedroom product taken to market, and in some areas an absolute oversupply.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah, so that makes heaps of sense though, right? So you've got to obviously be appealing to your local market. And then are you seeing any trends just generically across the schemes that are coming past your desk in terms of some of the design or spec changes just generally, or is it like a bit of a mixed bag at the moment?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a mixed bag. Certainly, traditionally, the footprint of the homes has got smaller and they've got skinnier, and in some cases even taller. We've gone from 2-level to 3-level, and in some cases even 4-level townhouses. And I think there's probably a bit of a retraction of that back to sort of the more traditional 2-level, not as skinny as 4 metres wide. Maybe we're sort of sitting more around that 5-metre mark, because the livability of those homes is so much better than when they're a smaller footprint.
So you just get a little bit too constrained on like living room sizes and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, correct. The other key thing that we've started to see come in, a lot of these townhouses are being delivered without garaging, so just with an off-street car park. But with the rise of electric cars, there's now this demand for EV charging, and so a lot of the developers are now working out how do you actually put that in place with a public car park that's outside, not covered, etc. So a little bit more communal EV charging type solutions coming into play as well.
Yeah, that's interesting. That'd have to be, if you're looking to buy homes, obviously future-proofing for things like that is going to be really important, because it's obviously difficult to retrofit, or could be impossible in some cases. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, cool. And so we're obviously in November, December 2024 at the moment. What's your pick for 2025?
Yeah, so I think we've seen certainly the last few months the off-plan environment start to really pick up. We've got an OCR announcement later this week. I think we're all hoping that that's going to deliver some good news. But I think in reality, it's the announcement in February that's going to really set the tone for 2025, and not just around whether or not there's another rate cut, but also just how confident the Governor-General is in regards to the future and where they see that going. And I think that's really going to set the tone moving forward. So from our perspective, I think that 2025 is the year to get your development ready to get back into it, get it ready to go. I think that in some areas we need some clever solutions to clear some of this residual stock, and then people will be flocking back to off-plan again, for sure.
Yeah, no, that makes heaps of sense. Well, it's exciting times. So, look, if you want to learn a little bit more about what's happening in the market, feel welcome to reach out to Suzie's team, have a bit of a chat. We've also got our new build townhouse report, which we'll link in the description if you want to get a copy of that. And other than that, thanks very much for having a chit chat, Suzie.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, sweet. And we'll see you next time. See ya.
See you.